Hey there everyone, it is Marky Mark and welcome back to another video on my channel. For the noobs out there, welcome and thank you so much for coming and kicking it with us. So in today's video, I am going to be going a little bit more in depth on my experience with this silicone hand by the brand KnowU. So first of all, I would like to say that this hand and my experience has been really great as a display hand. I'm sure some of you have seen my pictures on IG, but as an actual practice hand, I'm just not feeling it, y'all. Like, I tried so hard to love it, but there are just some things that I would think someone would know or would want to know before purchasing this hand. So let's go on ahead and talk about it. I have started off by washing this hand with soap and water twice, and I am letting it air dry on this paper towel. And so the first point that I wanted to make is whenever I use the nail tips that came with this hand and use the glue that was considered acrylic glue, I still had to soak off for 4.5 hours. And when I did, as you can see, the nails still didn't want to come off, and so what it was it started taking pieces of the nail bed with it, and I wasn't yanking on it or anything like that. It came off with the nail, and that was after using the nails that came with the hand and acrylic glue. And so I wasn't really feeling that. It just makes the hand look really ugly, so I'm glad that I have two, so that way my other one doesn't look that way. So the next point that I'd like to make is that this hand is very flimsy in the cuticle area. And by that, I mean, if I were to insert a nail inside of the nail bed, you will be able to see it. And so, like, look at that. You're able to see through the actual cuticle area. And so, to be honest, I didn't think that that was going to be a big issue at the beginning until I began using a sanding band. And I only use 180 grit sanding bands, and I've only used those sanding bands one time. And so as you can see in the cuticle area, it has torn ever so slightly, and the pinky and the thumb have it the worst. Even the ring finger is starting to get like little tears in the cuticle area. And so personally, I don't think that should be happening with you nicking the cuticle area one time with the sanding band. And so again, I didn't think that the thinness and flimsiness of the cuticle area would be an issue until I actually started using it to try and practice with like polygel or a builder gel and needing to file. So after that first time, I have taken the nails out and filed outside of the hand itself. And even that first time I wasn't super rough because as you can see, like, the sides are fine. But also in this cuticle area, like, these nails do not want to stay in at all. There is nothing hugging it. And so as you can see, like, it's just empty there. And a nail is not thick enough to be held in place. And so I'm just not a big fan of actually practicing with this hand. Like, it's just not ideal for me because putting polygel on, especially with it being so thick and sticky, it pulls the nail out. There's nothing holding it on. And with my previous experience, glue is not an option. So these nail beds are really long. And so another thing I've noticed is there is no consistency with the depth or the deepness of these pockets. Like this pinky nail, it can go pretty far down and the nail will still be able to reach the free edge, but using that same nail, if I put it in another one, it obviously does not. It doesn't reach the free edge. And so for me, using the shorter nail, I have to pull that nail further out of the cuticle, and it's going to come out as soon as I apply any product. You might be able to use extra long nail tips. My only concern would be the flimsiness of the cuticle area whenever you're filing and the nail starts pushing up against the cuticle area. It just may wear down the cuticle area quicker and cause more tears. So I've been using this nail the entire video, and so I have my own oils on it, but I did wash this hand twice before starting this video. So I wanted to show you something that I've noticed while using this hand, and practicing with it. And it's one of the other reasons that I don't want to use it as a practice hand anymore. And so as you see, I'm taking some tweezers, I'm getting a nail that I have not touched with my hands, and I'm going to insert that into the nail bed of this practice hand. I am going to be using Beetles 816, which is a black, and I'm going to be painting the thumb on this hand. And as you can see, whenever I start painting it, it's pulling the nail out of the cuticle area. Then I'm going to use this, I also use the tweezers, paint this nail as well on the stand though, with the exact same Beetles polish. So remember, I use tweezers to put both of these nails in their place. And so look at the difference. The gel polish is pulling away from the nail and leaving those gaps and bubbles on the actual hand, but not on the nail that's on the stand. And I thought it was an issue with my gel polish until my husband was like, let me try, and he noticed that this was the issue. So there is some type of oily residue on this hand, and no amount of washing or acetone takes that oil away. So I do hope that this video was more on the informational side and that it was beneficial to help you figure out if you want to use this hand as a practice hand or not. I do know that KnowU did come out with basically a 2.0 version. I have seen it on Instagram. However, when I did inquire on how to purchase this hand, the instructions given to me were send the money to PayPal. They didn't tell me how much it cost. Just send the money to PayPal, send me your address, and I will send it to you. But as far as I know, there is no website. It's not on Amazon yet. You just have to reach them through Instagram. So just a quick recap. I was not feeling the cuticle area being so flimsy, and the fact that I couldn't use short nails inside of this. I'm not feeling the fact that I can't paint or apply product or file, because if I do, the nail just continues to slide out. As you saw when I was painting with gel polish, that is not a tough procedure to do. It's not something that drags and pulls at a nail, and it just couldn't stay in. And also, I'm not feeling that greasy residue that I can't get off with soap and water or even acetone. So yeah, go ahead and paint that like button, cure the subscribe button, and in the comments down below, let me know if you have this hand, if you like this hand, if you even have any pointers on what you did with it. Until next time, Marky Mark out.